So my name is Loren and I'm here with the beautiful Janelle, and she's here to share with us her story.
So my whole health has completely changed because of the Woodstock Fruit Festival, and I wanted to just share with you what has happened to me in the past couple of years because of this festival and what I've healed. I was chronically sick for 6 years. I had chronic migraines where I had head pain all day, 24/7, whether it was just a really bad headache or at some points I couldn't even speak because of the vibration in my head would be painful. I couldn't have too much light or sound or anything. Just speaking was I couldn't even do it. And I also had something called endometriosis, and that is when the cells that line the uterus, instead of those growing on the inside of the uterus, they would grow on the outside and latch onto organs and scar. So I would be bleeding for months straight. I would have contraction episodes, not cramps, which is usually with menstrual cycles, but I was actually having literal contractions for 5 hours straight in the fetal position, clenching onto pillows, screaming. I can't even describe the amount of pain from that. I was diagnosed with endometriosis through having laparoscopy surgeries, so I did in fact have endometriosis. And I also got salmonella poisoning when I was 16 from recalled peanut butter, and that completely compromised my whole digestive system. I would get sick after anything I ate for about 2 years straight, as far as diarrhea and just complete not digesting anything, just going straight through me. I actually take that getting salmonella poisoning as a blessing in disguise, because that is what led me to start cutting things out of my diet. I then started feeling I couldn't eat dairy products any longer, any butter or greasy things like meat, oils, fatty, fried stuff. I felt so sick from those, and definitely that helped me start cutting things out of my diet because it didn't make me feel well, and I was not feeling good eating them. So that helped me to start cutting things out of my diet, and eventually I found a vegan diet. And then I thought, I want something more. I feel like there's something more out there. And then I remembered going to a vegan restaurant once and trying a raw vegan dish, and it was a gourmet raw dish that had like a cashew cheese cream sauce over raw butternut squash pasta, and I was like, oh wow, I remember that was pretty good. So then I just went to YouTube and typed in raw vegan and found this video of someone who was eating so much fruit, and they were fit and in shape, and her name was Irritable, and I was like, wow, what is this diet? She's eating all this fruit and she's in shape and she looks vibrant and glowing and healthy, and I want to find out what this is about. That was back in 2011 when I found her video, and from that point in time I then went to research on what this diet was and found out that it was called the 80-10-10 diet, and that is the diet that Dr. Douglas Graham has made, and it is based around eating just raw fruits, raw vegetables, and raw nuts and seeds in the ratios of the fluoronutrient ratio 80-10-10, which stands for 80% or more of your calories from carbohydrates, 10% or less from fat, and 10% or less from protein. And after I was struggling for a while because I was following recommendations from certain people that were stressing to make sure I ate massive amounts of calories on fruits and weren't stressing vegetables, so I then I was like, okay, I am struggling and I want to find out how I can do this correctly because I want it so badly. I see these vibrant people and I want to get what they have. So I came to the Woodstock Fruit Festival in 2012, and I had my notepad and pen, and I went to every single lecture I possibly could because I wanted to absorb the information and succeed on this lifestyle because I was in so much pain and I wanted to feel better. And I went to every single one of Dr. Graham's lectures, and one that stood out to me a lot was his lecture on fasting. And I went to that with my friend Dot, and as soon as that lecture was over, we realized we have to fast. I knew this was the answer to healing my medical conditions and to helping me finally be able to live my life. So myself and Dot actually got out to fast with Dr. Douglas Graham in January of 2013 in Costa Rica. I did a 25-day fast on water only, and a few days after that fast, And ever since the fast, I have not had one symptom of chronic migraines, endometriosis, or IBS. It all completely went away. I can't even begin to describe how amazing that feels to be able to say that I don't struggle with things that I struggled with chronically for 6 years, just chronic pain, and I'm a whole new person now. I do not look like I used to look. I feel so great. People come up to me and tell me I'm glowing. They tell me that they just love my energy and that they are inspired by me, and it just feels so great to be able to inspire people and tell them about my story, because I want people to know what this diet can do for people and for their lives and their health. And it's so important to take care of your health with emotional and physically, and what you're putting into your body, because you become what you eat. And having a positive attitude, getting sunshine, adequate sleep, water, and exercise, it's a whole package. This is a lifestyle, not just a diet, and it's completely changed my entire life. I have not been struggling either with sticking with the 80-10-10 diet ever since I did this fast. I've been 100% on only raw fruits, vegetables, and nuts and seeds for a year and 8 months now, and I want to be able to have people know about this diet and what it can do for your health, and be an example for helping people to achieve what they want in life and in their health. So I guess that's my story, and here I am 2 years. This is my third Woodstock Fruit Festival. It's 2014, and I couldn't ever imagine not coming to the festival, because this is where all my best friends are. It's an amazing place, and you get to connect with like-minded people. It's just an absolutely amazing festival. So.
Well, thank you, Janelle. So Janelle, so you're a dancer.
Yes.
And being a dancer, how many years have you been dancing?
I've been dancing for 20 years.
Okay, and that means you use a lot of muscular strength to dance.
Yes.
Did fasting affect your muscle mass in any way, shape, or form?
It did not affect my muscle mass, because you don't actually lose your muscle during a fast. You are using up your stores of sugars in your muscles, so it can make them look smaller. You're using all of your glycogen. You're going into a ketosis state, because then your body starts to use fat as fuel instead of carbohydrates. And it's definitely, I have friends here that I know that have fasted, like my friend Dot, for instance. She just deadlifted, I think, 220 pounds, and she's one of the strongest people I know, and she's my best friend. And you do not lose muscle. Of course, during your fast, you will become tired and weaker, because you are not consuming calories. You are going into the ketosis state, but that's totally normal. But then right after, you are refeeding and refueling and exercising and building yourself back up, and you get back to yourself no problem at all. Like my friend Grant Campbell, he does ultra marathons now, and he just keeps increasing his time, as far as shortening his time during his ultra marathons. And just so many people are getting fantastic results from fasting. As far as athleticism, I feel better when I dance. I notice that, like, I just feel like I'm using my energy so much more efficiently when I exercise, and I feel a full body buzzing afterwards. I feel clean, and I feel like my body is using everything 100% and not having trouble with it. So I believe that this diet is very helpful for athletic performance. Dr. Graham, for instance, he is the strongest man I've ever been in contact with, and he's, I believe, 61 now, and he's deadlifting 300 plus pounds. And I mean, we have someone here named Mike Velasti, who's Fruit and Strength, and he's deadlifted, I think, 500 pounds, and he's, I think, maybe around 140 himself. So or actually, no, I think maybe it's probably a little bit heavier than that, but yeah, like as far as strength and losing muscle mass, you will not lose that muscle mass from a fast. You can then gain your health back and increase your muscle size and endurance and everything possible. You just are so much more efficient at exercising. And
so one of the keys to fasting is that it be guided?
Yes. I personally, I don't recommend fasting alone. I recommend having supervision, because I mean, it is something that isn't to be taken lightly. It's something that you want to have your vitals checked. You want to be in an environment where there's not. You don't want to be. You don't want to be doing your daily life when you're trying to fast. Fasting is for physical, emotional, mental, physiological rest. So sleeping as much as you can, having no distractions, just being out in nature, connecting with yourself, meditating, journaling, just sleeping and resting and allowing a full body reset and cleanse, and not being distracted by everyday distractions like computers and phones and going to like a job or something that would cause you to use energy. You want to use complete rest of your body and your mind and physical and physiological, so that energy can then go towards healing your body.
Well, and folks, Janelle is very strong. She just carried me uphill, and it was amazing. When other people were dropping their people, she was still going strong and carrying me, and at times even running. So she's a true testimony. I hope that you can feel her energy over this video, because she is very bright and beautiful and absolutely clear, and it's just amazing to hear her story. And I know that she credits Dr. Doug Graham and his book, The 80-10-10 Diet, and many of his retreats. So you can visit foodandsport.com. Janelle, do you have a website or a YouTube channel that people can go to for more information on this lifestyle?
Yes, I have a YouTube channel and an Instagram account. Both the names are the same. It is Mango Move. MANGAO MOVE.
Right on. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lauren.
Okay. Aloha.